I truly believe that art brings people together. Today I'm going to show you a bunch of examples of collage art done in a vintage style on tags that people have submitted and are exchanging with other artists who do this collage art in a vintage style. These cards that come in from all over the world demonstrate that collage art is indeed its own universal language. So what are these art exchanges that I do? 4 times a year, I organize art swaps. The reason why I do this is because I want to encourage people to create and to share their art with others, and that so that they can also receive art from other people who will inspire them. I do different kinds of swaps. Sometimes I'll do postcards. This time we're doing tags. Sometimes I also do zines. What else have we done? Inkbox cards and ATCs. Those are some other examples of things we've exchanged. If you're interested in hearing about these exchanges when they are being announced, sign up for my newsletter. The link is in the description box. I don't send very much email out. As a matter of fact, if I manage to send 1 email out a month, I'm doing good. So I won't spam you at all. I announce new exchanges through my newsletter and also through the Collage Art Collective. I've put a cap on about 200 people, so sometimes I don't even get around to mention anything on YouTube because I've already gotten such a good response from everyone else signing up through the newsletter. So do join the newsletter if this is something that you might be interested in. So art comes in from all over the world, and I, in the past, have taken photographs and posted them in my blog on my website. But today I thought that I would try using the camera and take some video of some tags that that are crossing my desk right now, and kind of show you different kinds of examples of things that are coming in, how amazing they are, and also maybe just point out some interesting things that I notice that will maybe give you some ideas of approaching collage. And then also I will show you how to add some non-traditional kinds of ribbon on tags. So I wanted to show you some examples of where you can put tags to display. I don't have a whole lot of tags, and the tags that I do have, I usually put them in junk journals or other kinds of art journals. So this is one example of how they can be stored or displayed, is just by putting them in any kind of notebook that you can stand up in a shelf or somewhere where these can be visible. So today, now, we are doing an exchange with creating collage art in a vintage style on tags. I have some already in envelopes. I just grabbed some off of my table. These are ones that I'm actually mailing out to people. So I'll take out some and I'll show you some from here. But first I want to start with these ones. So let's look at 3 at a time. How about that? Some of them are busier than others. This one I can see has a background substrate, kind of like a pattern paper, and then on top is some rubber stamping. Here you can see some paper from the inside of a business envelope, a washi tape. This is a sticker of a herbal plant, a postage stamp, something cut out, and some more rubber stamping. This one is from Catherine Davis. This is from Kathy Holden, and she created some different kinds of layered collage with a body and a head. And we've got a really good theme of red. This looks like wallpaper. This is a piece of wallpaper behind. Such interesting placement of stickers. And over here there are some stamps. So basically you've got red and background and cutout. So not a whole lot of elements, but the elements that she chose, they're very, very impactful. This one has a theme of school, which I find really, really interesting. I love this piece of blue map. It kind of just makes this image stand out all the more. This school day piece in the back is just really, really beautiful. There's a little bit of rubber stamping at the you know, on a very light level, which just kind of adds a little bit of interest, which is also very, very cool. This is from Kathy Letzinger. Very cool, Kathy. This is just such a beautiful image of a dahlia in that really light pink. It's really, it stands out because of this green in the leaf, and it matches with the green on the postage stamp. There's a little bit of sheet music, which is interesting, and a little bit of this foreign text that is behind here. And there's also some rubber stamping on the top, just in a very light color, which really just, you know, it's very understated, which I really, really like. This is from Laurie Dewar. On the back, she's got some interesting things too with this little pocket. Very cool. This one is interesting because there's this apple tree image. Here's the image here, and there's a little piece here, and these red stamps are kind of like apples on an apple tree, which I find really, really interesting. I guess, is this? No, this gold metal flower is added on top of this apple tree image. So it's just kind of layered. And then also there's this food rhymes piece of text back here. This is done by, oh, this is also Kathy Letzinger. Ah, yes, Kathy did this one as well. This one is by Nichelle Sturgis. This is interesting. It has this image here. It's all quite busy, and then it kind of matches with the brown from here. This and this go together. I really love these photo quarters, how it just kind of sets it apart from everything else. In addition to that, there's this little piece of a tag, I guess you can call it, and then this postage stamp that's sitting inside of the tag. Really, really lovely. Again, a little bit of rubber stamping, just a tiny, tiny bit. It just kind of adds a little bit of interest. I have some international ones that I wanted to share with you because I thought they were really, really interesting. So these three are two from the UK, and this one is from Italy. And I really liked that the people who made these paid attention to using stamps that were coming from the places that they were sending them from. So this is from Ireland. This one is from England, and it has an English postage stamp on it. And then also this one is Italian. It's got a little Florentine motif on it. More Italian stamps. It's just really, really pretty. This one, I think this is Beatrix Potter. This comes from Sarah Johnson. Yeah, I do believe so. I do believe so. And it's just darling. These little pieces are fussy cut out so that you can see through them. And the layers are done just so well on here, with a little bit of the shading around the outside is just lovely. And then this one is from Ashling in Ireland. It's got interesting colors, and it has this stamp with a Welsh postmark on it, which is really, really cool. And these birds are kind of similar, and this stamp just kind of makes this bird stand out all the more. I really love the composition of this one. From other international mail that I have received, I have some to show. This is one that I got from Russia a couple of years ago, and I love that it is kind of in a mail art theme. It's got, you know, an airplane on it, and it's got the how you write a letter, how you address a letter. Very, very cool. Loads of postmarks, and then just kind of administrative. Looks like some kind of form that you would get at a post office. Here's the other side, also very interesting. Lots of kind of a mail art theme. Very, very cool. Here is a postcard that was from one of our exchanges we did in the past, where we did books and stories. And this one came from the Czech Republic, and it is one kind of a fairy tale called Byl jednou jeden král. And it's so well done with the picture of the king and then a little bit of red just to give it a touch of color with all these neutral colors. Very, very cool. This one is very American. I like this one. This comes from Julie. It's got a map of a part of America. It's just kind of gives you this travel trip, road trip vibe from the 1950s. Very, very cool. This one comes from Wilma, and she is in the Netherlands. Yes, Netherlands. Look, it's a stamp from the Netherlands there. And she included some old ephemera in the Dutch language, and also something from a magazine. It is just so, so cool. I love this postcard. This one is in a Japanese theme. It has really cool patterned paper, this really neat kind of floral design, and then text on the side. A little bit of rubber stamping, and it's so effective just with these 3 pieces of paper. 1, 2, 3. There's this that's added onto the top, and then rubber stamping. So it's just a few elements, but it's so, so well done. Oh, here is another tag in a Japanese theme. This comes from Karen Yamada. That I really, really like. Here are some more just really beautiful examples of tags. This one is from Jane Haddon, also in the UK, but on the Channel Islands. And then what's neat about this is that you've got, there's a whole theme here of, you know, identifying a particular plant from a certain place. So there's map in the background, there's plant, and then field diary, the notification tag. So, so, so well done. This comes from Louise. Just neat. Again, it's kind of similar to Jane's in that we've got a little bit of sewing around the outside, and that just kind of really frames everything to bring attention to what we have here, which are these main 2 images. Behind, we've got several layers of different kinds of texts and a piece of, looks like just from a magazine, this color to kind of highlight the other colors that are here. These 2, this one is from Karen Nantes. I love this card. It is interesting because it has these cutouts. It's so hard to show these cutouts. They come from just postcards, vintage postcards from the early 1900s. They are cut out, and you can see that it's starting to fray, which is just a very interesting look. Nice layers of things. You have this kind of bright pattern paper, but then it's kind of subdued with other things. Here is a piece of bingo card. You've got some music at the bottom, and then in the very, very back, probably the first layer is that dictionary page. There is a piece of washi tape that goes down the side and a stamp in this green that kind of goes along with the washi tape and the green in the background. So the composition of this is just really lovely. On the back there's these two ladies. Boy, that's quite an illustration. And she wrote it here, 1910 Ladies Home Journal. Very, very interesting. You've got this really busy pattern paper, and then another piece of pattern paper that's got a really busy design. But if you add something with a neutral background, in this case just a bunch of text on a neutral background, it just dampens all the craziness from all these crazy designs, and it just pushes it all to the back. So that's very well done, very effective collage on both sides. This last one is so pretty. This is by, no name. This is, oh no, here it is. Petri from Claremont, California. This is such a lovely card because it's got a lot of neat things going for it. These, of course, are in black and white. They stand out because they're in black and white, and they are in this kind of coffee-colored background, and there's these little bits of, what are those called? It's that liquid stuff that has glitter in it. I forgot what it's called. And then there's these little points that are on the edges of the butterflies. Very, very pretty. This rubber stamping is cool, and so is this. On the back, the background with the dyed paper, awesome. You've got a little bit of a layer of paper, of text in the back. Looks like a piece of washi tape is here, and then you've got this image of some sunflowers. With this, one extra step that she did was she used some kind of pencil or pen and just inked a little bit at the edges and then rubbed it. So it makes this pull up visually, stand up just a little bit more, and it's very effective look. This little postage stamp is a really nice touch, and there's also this piece of washi tape that's very interesting at the bottom. So let me pull out a couple of these guys. I love this vintage image. It's so pretty. It's a barometer. Look at that. Such a cool image, and the two together. It's kind of looks like a piece of rug. An illustration of rug in the background. And there's also some pattern paper at the very, very base. This is from Carolyn Manning. This one is Diana Torres. What I like about this is, well, this really stands out. And there is this element behind. It's a little bit bumpy, so it has a texture to it, and it has a shine. It's kind of a copper color, and it really helps to bring out the colors in those wings, which is very cool. Also, this rose is a separate image from this. It's added on, it's layered on, and it goes very well. It kind of creates a balance between these three things. Very nice. This has got a lot going on, There's this figure, of course, this man at the very, very front, but behind there is a map, there's a little stamp. This, I'm not sure, it looks like a piece of currency. You've got the shine that's coming from this tobacco label, this cigar label. And the cool thing, I've not seen this before, is if you take a ticket, fold it in half, and then use that as the top of your tag. Very, very cool. And I don't see a name on this one. Darn. So I'm not able to give a shout out of who made this. This one is Jody Breeze. This is a simple tag, and it's very effective what she's done here. Here's the base of the tag, inked a little bit around the outsides, a piece of text, not crossing all the way to the edge, but just kind of 3/4. Then you've got a sticker, and then these stamps that kind of go with the yellow and the rose. So this is a really nice collage. I like the simplicity of this one. Let's take one more envelope. One more envelope. Let's see what I can show you. This one, I love this black in the background. It's so dramatic, and it really makes this bird stand out. I love that there's a little bit of black in the bird, and then these black circles that are stamped onto that piece of text at the back. This is also very interesting, this piece. This is also text or book text paper, and then I don't know how, if it's, I'm not quite sure how she added those, black, if it's ink or if it's pen, but it's just such a neat thing. This is from Janie Grassi, Guernsey. This is from S.C. Davis. Really cool, really well that this is set kind of centered. So this text is centered into the middle of the tag, and then you have a bunch of interesting elements on the tag. For this one, I would not say that there is one main focal point. For this one, yes, there obviously is. Here's this bird that stands out. For this one, there's not a main focal point, and that's okay. You don't have to have one thing that stands out over everything else. Sometimes the whole piece is your main thing. It's the whole composition rather than just one item that stands out. So this has got a really nice balance of things. Here's another one kind of in the same vein. It does not have one specific thing that stands out, whereas this one, it does. He is the main focus of this collage here. This one has a bunch of things. It has this seed packet. It's got the flower, this love, and the background is a very, very bright blue and green. But again, that kind of gets pushed into the background when you add on these pieces right here, these large pieces. Did I say? This is from Barb Dankerston. This is really cool too. And there's kind of this gold ink or gold pen around the outside. I really like that too. It adds a nice touch. This one is from Paul Breyer. Very cool. It's got a little bit of dictionary. It has some pattern paper at the back, and then this gentleman sitting on these suitcases that are colored with colored pencil, possibly. Not sure. And then this stamp at the back behind his shoulder. Very cool. I like this a lot too. So I had mentioned that I wanted to show you an idea for putting a ribbon on tag that is not the traditional kind of fabric ribbon. So here is a bunch of ribbons. And of course, what you would do is, or what I would do is, I would find colors that kind of match my tags and, put them through. But if you don't have access to things like these ribbons. This is a bunch of sari ribbon. I think I got these on Etsy. And I also got some of them from a friend of mine that I traded some things for. It's also seam binding, colored seam binding. So it's just a bunch of different things. But if you don't have access to this kinds of stuff, you know, what can you do? So here I have a piece of washi tape, and let me show you what I sometimes do for making tags on, or making ribbon for tags. So I take a piece of washi tape, I fold it in half as best as I can. And if you have really skinny washi tape, you probably could just do it, you know, lay one down and then cut a second piece and then just put it on the top, right? So this is folded in half. And then now it's very malleable, right? So I will find a tag that this would work with. Red, oh, that's cute. Let me try this one, for example. So how do you tie a ribbon? Usually washi tapes are kind of coated with a plastic film, so it just makes them kind of easier to pull, to, you know, to work with. And you just keep on tugging until you get it to do what you want it to do. There. So I hope you enjoyed seeing all these different examples of collage art done in a vintage style on tags. These are not mine, unfortunately. I will be exchanging these with other art that comes in. If you're interested in receiving information about when the next art swap happens, the next one comes up in July. Please do sign up for that newsletter and I will keep you informed. Until next time, bye.